Hello and welcome to episode 18 of Neverwinter Nights Adventure Series number 8, Prophet Chapter 1, By the Will of Kings and Mortals. We rested up, and now we're going to head to the tower. As of making this video, I have no plan to record another series, as I was recording both World of Greyhawk, and then I just went from World of Greyhawk actually, and I was going to do TOEE Final. Those plans have changed, so I'm just going to be focusing on Prophet. And if you guys have any suggestions of modules you'd like to see me play while playing Prophet that I can update separately, let me know. So we're heading into... of course, I don't want to neglect Prophet, so... But both would be able to get equal playtime. We're heading into this guard tower, because things out here want to kill us. And we've got a monolith. Rune pillar. The pillar is covered in strange runes. Examine the runes. The runes are all the same, repeating over and over the following words. Glorious is the memory of the Erlord. Great is his purpose. Trace your finger over the runes. As you run your hands over the symbols, you feel a terrible sadness come over you. You feel as though a great weight presses against your chest. It is the feeling of an overpowering guilt that has been submerged and denied for years, which suddenly comes forward into your consciousness. Continue to touch the stone. The feeling comes from the stone itself. It is an emotion felt by one who carved these runes. The message written in the runes is a front, like a false smile worn by a man who has only sorrow in his heart. Continue to touch the stone. In your subconscious, you feel the words, heavy is the burden of my past, terrible is the fate that I build. Continue to touch the stone. You imagine yourself walking along the edge of a cliff just below the castle walls. There you find the entrance to a cave below the castle. Continue to touch the stone. In your subconscious, you feel the words, heavy is the burden of my past, terrible is the fate that I build. Continue to touch the stone. You imagine yourself walking along the edge of a cliff. Just below the castle walls. There you find the entrance to the castle cave below the walls. It is another way into the keep. You feel nothing more. Who is this Erlord fellow? Here. Apparently that's too steep. My bear's taking punishment. Bear's taking a lot of punishment and it's dead. Alright, well we're gonna need to get our bear back out. Can I rest here? It's too cold to rest. Alright, let's go in. Cave beneath the tower. Manticore. Ceiling appears to have collapsed here. No remains. Here we have a bone. Acquired a bone. And rubble. It appears this piece of masonry fell through a hole in the ceiling. You may be able to climb on the rubble here and into the hole. Climb. The air in here is choked with dust. This door leads to the courtyard of the keep. Ghostly knights patrol the halls. Interesting. Weapon racks. Mace +1. Large weapon rack. Halberd and spears. I guess before we go to the courtyard, we should go to the top floor of the tower. The door leads out to the walls of the keep. That's where we can kill some ghostly archers. I think this door goes nowhere. Right. I'd be lying if I said I didn't find this whole place entirely creepy. Into the actual tower. Erlord's keep. Suddenly the room before you is lit with firelight. Rune pillar. Though it's covered with writing, some still legible. Read the writing. From the north he came, riding upon the black horses of the Erdinar, and with him came the salvation of the land. For the line of the kings of Azogard had fallen, divided by petty ambitions, even as the Juntar hordes of Thrall massed upon the eastern border. The Balerian armies retreated into the city, splintered into disorganized factions that could no more slow the approaching tide. Illegible. And tales of the great warrior of the north who could see into the minds of men, and thus legend became truth. Illegible. Terrible was his vengeance upon the Juntar hordes. Those who had put Kieran to flame were driven to desperate retreat, but none found safety in the windswept plains. For the Erlord saw their actions before they themselves thought to take them, and everywhere they were met with swords of his warriors. I know of this war. My grandfather fought the Juntar on the plains of Lahirium. He was slain, along with his entire company of warriors, as they stood in defense of Kieranhold. So Uther Palindras avenged his death. Yes, I suppose he did. Keep reading. Illegible. Besieged by the final army of Thrall, and would have surely fallen, but the Erlord walked through the horde as though it were a rabble of urchins. Straight was his path to the heart of the Juntar army, and barely did he pause as his sword cleaved the warlord himself in two. Illegible. People would have no princely noble to sit upon the throne of Azogard. The bishop saw this, for perhaps it was the will of Pallas himself that the crown should rest upon the brow of the man who had saved the kingdom. Okay. Some still legible. Read the writing. In the 14th century, a darkness shall come upon the world. It is a darkness that no sight can penetrate, and shall cover the lands and devour time itself. That which is destined cannot be denied. Illegible. Thrice he shall be betrayed, once by the kindness of a friend, once by the fears of a stranger, and once by the loyalty of illegible. And by his hand shall begin the century of sorrow, the final century of this world. In the shattered peaks he shall build a tower that touches the sky, and there, illegible, the rest of the pillar's surface has crumbled off the stone's face. Examine the stone further. You notice nothing. Oh, it's getting good.
No, I just can't get this done.
The once grand hall now echoes with emptiness. Be careful, though this place is deserted, it may still hold much danger. Yes, and I'm actually terrified. Karini, may I speak with you a moment? Of course, what is it? I just want to say that whatever happens, you can trust me. You know that, don't you? Yes, I know that. And you can trust me too, Merodog. Thank you, Karini. I appreciate that. This kitchen has not seen use in many years. Almost seems silly to loot these places. Bro, we got some serious business going on with the Erlord. 394 and a thieves tool. There's kit with fire agate. Spell of web. Whoops. Where's web? Can't actually use web wherever it went. Did it go in here? Where did web go? There it is. Trying to keep somewhat organized. Excuse me, doggy. Yeah, treasure seems almost like a distant second that this is really not the place to try to get rich. The music is entirely creepy. Nice floors, though. You feel the throne beckon you to sit. Ornate throne. I sat. A vision of events past. Uther Palindros. And so the time has come. The shadow shall rise, but it shall be banished. The innocent shall die, but the uncounted shall live. The century of sorrow must not come to pass. This is my will. Hail the king! Hail the king! So it begins. Uther Palindros used to... Aleph. Kadar. Towerin. Uther Palindros actually used to sit there. This is going to be a big place, so I guess loot is pretty important. Scroll. As you unfurl this old scroll, some of it crumbles into the ground. A few fragments remain legible. So now submit my report. As you had foreseen, Erlord, the Sardathian general was indeed planning to disobey the order of his king and to move his army across the hills of Kumir to attack the city of Jalbarad. Be it known that your warning has been delivered and actions have been... Nevertheless, did not know of any man arriving in the Chantry recently. In fact, no one has been admitted into the presence of the Weavers for these 5 years. His Eminence sends his regrets, but he could not be more helpful in this matter, but he wished to present you with these precious jewels from the shores of the Camp Foreign in gratitude for... Don't know if we'll have to keep that, but we'll take it. A silver coin. Studded surcoat. It's probably... No, it's not better than what I'm using. It may actually be because that's too heavy for me to carry. Journal of Agamir Uthrenson. This lengthy journal once belonged to Sir Agamir Uthrenson, Knight of Bellyria. Agamir was the right-hand man to Uther Palindros since the very beginning. He too grew up in the wild lands of the north and first fought by the side of the Prophet King in the war against the giant king Jarzak in 1118 LR. His report recounts some of those early days. Never have I seen a man so brave or known a mind so wise. His blade never falters and his step never hesitates as he walks into battle. There is an aura about this man. It radiates from him a confidence that infuses us with strength we never felt before. But there is more than just courage in him. There is wisdom. His judgment is without fault, his justice without flaw. Never did he raise his hand in unfair anger. Never did he think to punish one who was innocent. This is the stuff of legend, the flesh of history. I am honored to stand at his side and will do it do so as long as he wishes it, lest death release me from his service. The adventures and campaigns described further are indeed legendary. Uther Palindros not only saved the kingdom several times from the dire threats, like the invasion of the Juntar barbarians in 1132, but he often ventured forth into distant lands to bring justice and defend the defenseless. If the text of this journal is to be believed, the prophet king was indeed an extraordinary man. Skipping further, you find passages which describe events in 1156 LR, when King Uther abdicated the throne. At midnight we shall depart. I shall bid farewell to my beloved Althea with a kiss as she sleeps. She cannot understand how I can leave now in these times of our greatest happiness. I have told her of the vow that I have made, but I know that she cannot understand. It is a vow that shall never break, not for love, not even for God. Long ago I have placed my loyalty in the hands of the Erlord, and he has never let me down. I do not even ask him the reason why we leave, for I know that it is wise and just. We are all blind to the things that he sees, and I have learned to trust him without hesitation. And thus I leave my life behind. For my soul I am bound to him forever. I have written Althea a letter and sealed it with my tears. She may never forgive me and may never understand, but my choice is unwavering. The next few pages have short entries separated by long periods of time as the Erlord and his men were busy searching the towerin mountains and building the tower. There is talk of a ritual of some kind, but Sir Agamir clearly was not involved in its details. At the end, there's a final disturbing entry. The Erlord has made his will known to us. It is an act of terrible cruelty that we must commit. It is an atrocity for which our soul shall forever be damned. But it has been willed by the Erlord, and we shall do his bidding without question. We are all blind to the things that he sees. He acts upon purposes that are larger than the nations of men. They are larger than the lives of innocents and the souls of warriors. We shall be damned, for the gods will look upon this act as atrocity. But even Pallas himself cannot see the purposes of the Erlord. Even the gods have no such sight. He has told us that the lives of uncounted unborn lie in the balance of things, and the act that he would have us do can tip the scale to save millions. Of course we shall obey. Tomorrow the ritual will take us outside of time. Though our souls may be damned, our bodies shall do his bidding. This is the will of the Erlord. Okay, it's getting spooky. Outside of time. Updated the Prophet King. Within the mountaintop castle of the Prophet King, I found the journal of Agamir Utherson. He was an old friend and follower of Uther Palindros, and according to his journal, the Prophet King was indeed a legendary hero, the likes the world seldom sees. However, the journal mentions an order the king had given to his knights involving some terrible atrocity. Could this refer to the slaughter at Norrinshire? Could a hero such as this really have been responsible for such a heinous act? And is this the reason why Lord Agamir left his beloved Althea? I have a feeling we'll find out. Letter. Although this letter is yellowed with age, it was kept in a dry place and has remained quite legible. Dear Galithian, I cannot express the pride that I feel whenever I think of what you have accomplished. You would have thought that the son of an old blacksmith would have risen to such heights of... Who would have thought that the son of an old blacksmith would have risen to such heights of honor and glory? Your mother and I still talk of the day of your knighthood ceremony, and still take great satisfaction from the wide eyes of those who listen. The flag given to us by King Palindras is kept in my chest as the most precious of possessions. We are so very proud of you, my dear son. I do not know where you are or what mission you have embarked upon. I am sure it is for the greatest and wisest of purposes. Nothing is more important than the duty of a knight to his king. Nothing is greater than obedience to his command. I am deeply grateful and humbled that the king had seen fit to send his messenger to us with word of your well-being, and dearly I hope this letter made its way into your hand. How I would wish to see you again, my pride and joy, but I wish still more that you will serve your king with the honor befitting a knight. Obey his wise command, be true to your vow, and think of us, Galithian, when your tasks are complete and there is time to rest. We are always thinking of you with greatest affection. Yours, the signature is impossible to decipher. Again, not sure why we're taking it. I do tend to take important documents. Oh, a knight.
Yes?
Who's there? I am Karini Kovaleski. Who are you? Show yourself. Do not hide from me, coward. I am here, right in front of you. Who are you speaking with, Karini? Do you not see him, Larian? Do I not see who? There is a ghost here, a ghost of one of the Prophet King's knights. There is no one here, Karini. He must be invisible to you both. Taunt me not, demon! I shall not listen to more of your blasphemies! I am no demon, I am human. But who are you? I am Farodim Kalarn. I am a knight of the Erlord. You are a ghost. Do you not know this? A ghost? Nonsense! I am Farodim Arthana. I am... Never mind. Tell me who has spoken these blasphemies. A voice in my head. It comes when my mind is tired. And what does this voice say? It blasphemes the Erlord. It doubts. It strikes at the vow. What do you mean it strikes at the vow? The vow shall not break. The will of the Erlord is just and wise. We shall obey him on to death and beyond. The voice you speak of, it is the voice of your own doubts, you know. Nonsense! I am a knight of the Erlord. I never doubt his wisdom. You are lying to yourself. You have buried your doubt, but it is there. Deep inside, you question your king's command. Tell me why. How dare you!
I didn't want to do this, but...
Elysium splendor!
I offended him. That's not quite what I wanted to do.
No, I just can't get this done.
I didn't want to do my attack. It didn't work.
Now we go upstairs, I guess. Oh boy.
Abati!
Moonstone. I have walked through the poison fields. Be right with you.
Let the earth take you!
Potion of Lesser Restore. Owl's Wisdom I can't use. Potions of Antidotes. Walk through the fire. Alright, get out of there. Is that what it says, the runestone? I have crossed the cliffs of fire. These just seem like treasure rooms, though.
I will not let you do this!
And yet I find neither rest nor peace.
Perish as you should.
Identified amulet. 2 raised deads. A bestow curse. Vampiric touch we can't use. And remove curse. Can we use remove curse? No. Cool treasure rooms, but
No, I just can't get this done.
Life stealer. For I've looked upon the end of days.
This is way too much! I can't take all this!
No, I just can't get this done.
Dang. I need light in there to dispel the darkness. Can I do that? We'll fight them as they come.
I will not let you do this!
Always disabling traps. Good, good.
No, I just can't get this done.
Okay, you can't get one of them done.
You won't win! You won't!
Alright, what's that? An unidentified armor.
This is way too much! I can't take all this!
Put that in a pack of holding. Silver necklace. Lesser restore. Looks like a ring of regen. And a restoration. And a whip. Quarters of the Prophet King. We're level drained. We have to rest. Cool. The door has not been opened in ages. The air in this room is heavy, as if burdened by 100 memories. Plant and vase. These are his quarters. Here we shall find our answers. These flowers are not dead, for they were never alive. They were carved from wood and painted to appear live, just like all the other plants in this room. Soft moonlight passes through the window, casting an eerie glow on the room's interior. Note. This note was tucked between the pages of an old book. Remarkably, it is quite legible. Always there is something that is unseen, always some strand of cause that is hidden between the effects. I have looked upon my task for these last 7 years, and still I have not mapped the terrain of its passing. Darkness remains, and from within it doubt dares to reach out its hand. I know that my plans cannot be undone by the struggle of my enemies, but I fear they might be thwarted by the kindness of a friend. And though I look deeply into the darkness, my sight fails to pierce its shroud. This book, writing in this book is incomprehensible to you. Soft moonlight passes through. Candelabra. Thick tallow candles burn low upon their iron stands. Small mounds have formed on the floor below where the fallen tallow has accumulated. Couch. Okay, sitting does nothing.
Well met, friend.
Candelabra. Ruined book. This book has been destroyed by time, and Lore of the Worms. This book contains a collection of legends concerning the mythical beast called dragons. You notice some notes that were hastily scribbled on the inside of the back cover. This night I saw its shape again more clearly, the one who cast the shadow as human form. It is unnaturally tall, with legs and arms as long as a fully grown man. Or perhaps that's a distortion. Perhaps the length is a reference not to a physical dimension, but to a span of time. Nevertheless, it is clear to me there is a being who shall be behind this atrocity. My enemy's face shall yet be revealed. In his sleeping quarters. It seems strange that this humble room should be the final home of the legendary Prophet King. Wow. Large shield and a ceremonial plate. And a key on the pillow. The Erlord's golden key. I can't pick up the sword off the wall. Does that key unlock the door downstairs, or does it unlock this door? No, this door was already unlocked. Telescope. This strange device consists of a tapered tube with a glass disc on either side. Look through the device. You see a magnified image of the moon. Seen like this, it appears old and worn. There are cracks upon its surface, like the wrinkles in the face of an old woman. Keep looking. As you continue to peer through the device, the cracks on the surface of the moon darken. They become more prominent, wider. Further cracks begin to form, crisscrossing the entire face of the moon. Pieces of the moon begin to crumble off its surface, tumbling to the earth below. As they fall, the glittering shards lose their luster, turning to ash. The moon itself shatters then, exploding into a myriad tiny crystals that burn and vanish into the sky. And then the sky itself fades, leaving behind a void so dark it lacks even the color of night. Overcome with the force of the Venus, you jerk your head back away from the device. Look through it again. You see a magnified image of the moon. Oh. Leave. As you peer over the wall, your head spins with vertigo. So we've got the Erlord's golden key. Oh, I forgot this thing on the table. Hourglass. At first, you're surprised to still see sand. So you're surprised to see that the sand in this hourglass is still falling, but then you realize that it's not sand at all, but solid granite. It is carved to appear like sand pouring down, but frozen in time. And that's it for the Erlord's room. Sets up a perfect next episode. It's a golden key. What will we find? Maybe I'm too terrified by this place for not a good reason. I don't know. But this place creeps me out, and the story seems very dark to me. We will see what's behind the golden key door next time. Quick save. This would be door number 2. So this was 18. Door number 2. Much love, peace, and joy to all y'all. What will be behind door number 2? Find out when we come back in the next adventure. One love.